Doesn't forum come from Latin? What do you mean come from Latin? You pervert? Max Fisher? The hell are you talking about, man? It's a dead language. Nobody's come from Latin in like 75 years. Can I say something without having any evidence to back it up? If you learned Latin in school, your parents are rich. I can't necessarily say that you followed in that tradition because that's too presumptuous. But I would definitely say that your parents were rich. Or maybe you're just British. Do British students have to take Latin? No? Well, people are going like question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't know. The way you do school over there is very different, man. They wear school uniforms. They got like the fucking professor of dark arts or whatever. They got to take a train on a platform that doesn't even exist. Some dude with no nose is always trying to like fucking bust down the school or whatever. We learned it in Vancouver College. That's what I said, okay? So if you fucking learned Latin in high school, your parents were rich. I know what you're about to type, by the way. I know we're talking Vancouver College. We're not talking St. George. You're all the fucking birds of a feather as far as I'm concerned. I'm kind of outside of the Vancouver private school ecosystem because I went to a public high school in Ontario, but that doesn't stop me from making enemies. Hey, if you went to a school in Vancouver, did you have a school bus? I've been taking a census. Nope. I know it, man. God is my witness. I've never seen a school bus here except with private school library on the side. Read earlier that most Canadian women have nice asses because of hockey. Can you confirm? I would say like 1 in 15 women that I know has any experience playing hockey whatsoever. That's a crazy stereotype. That's like an unbelievable heuristic. I did see that my goat broke her silence. Also, this is the first tweet that was written by Hawk Tuah's lawyer instead of Hawk Tuah. Because all of our other tweets are like, surfing the wave, Doge to the moon, y'all. And then this one was like, we're fully committed to making everyone whole that lost money on Hawk Tuah coin. Please contact the legal firm at this address if you would like to submit a claim. It's a huge break in tone from to the moon, y'all. I think my Hawk Tuah impression's getting pretty good. I took a screenshot of the page 1 of whatever the legal document is called because I love seeing the 7 names of the plaintiffs, and then it says like versus the Tuah the Moon Foundation. It's just fucking hilarious, man. Man, I'm tired, y'all. Gotta go to bed. Good night. Oh, man. New stim unlocked. What? Meteor happened. I have diarrhea, but I'm awake to watch you. Where the fuck do you live? It is 3 a.m. right now, man. Are you in Tuvalu? 3 a.m., 6 hours west of Vancouver? What the fuck? Maybe you're in New Zealand? New Zealand? Vanuatu? No shot, bro. Hawaii should be like 6 a.m. right now, man. Brisbane. Oh, I don't know why it sounded like the Beatles. Brisbane. Ringo, put the cookie down. We've got to get to Brisbane. We've got a show, Ringo. We got a show in 39 hours. It's a 37-hour flight. Bruv. I don't know when bruv was invented. Probably not contemporary with the Beatles. Put the cookie down. I'm a cop, you idiot. Have you seen this, Ringo? Bluey, have you seen this? Have you seen this one, Bluey? All right. Biscuits. They ever write a song about the cookie? Yep. Glass Onion. Come together. Great answer. Great answer. If Chib came out as a Bluey watcher, would you be surprised? Yes, because it wouldn't be real. Chiblee has good taste. It kind of pisses me off that half of his letterboxd is movies that he watched while scrolling on his phone. But his selection of which movies to watch is very good. Real quick, guys, what's 5 hours in seconds? It's 5 times 60 times 60. I'm just going to put like 12 million. And we'll sort that out on the weekend. It's 18,000. So I just banned you for like Well, I timed you out for 600x longer than I was supposed to. Oh, man. I did not ban someone from chat because they need to enjoy their holidays. I think that's already set in stone. I banned them. I didn't even ban them. I timed them out, which is worse. Because they, like, stream started 9 minutes ago. We literally just booted up the Bazaar. I can pull up their audit on screen. They typed move the camera like 11 times in the first 7 minutes. You need to time people out for being annoying and asking for attention. Like, it's just, if you don't do that, then what do you expect is going to happen? Okay, I'm so sorry to do this, man. Slash timeout. It's an auspicious start, man. Proko Shoko with an underscore. You've been destroyed. That time, so the first guy got timed out because he was trolling and saying move the camera even though we haven't started the game. You got timed out because you basically Michael Scotted. You said that guy just got timed out for doing something. Wouldn't it be the funniest joke of all time if I repeated it? So that offended me more on like a comedic level than like a he's just trolling level. So that's one where you can be redeemed. You need to spend the weekend coming up with funnier jokes. And come back on Monday with a real heater, and then you're good to go. Like, here's one for you for free, okay? What does a ghost use to wash her hair? Shampoo. There you go. That's one for now. You can't use that one. You got to come out with a better one. But something along those lines would do a long way towards restoring the goodwill. The original person that was timed out is irredeemable, which is why I timed them out. Because if you ban them, they can submit it on ban request. But if you time them out, they're left in purgatory. We locked them in the crystal. In the crystal, I don't know everything about the crystal. I have a concept of what the crystal is. I think they put you in the crystal. You're there for like an hour, but inside of the crystal, it feels like you're there for like a millennium or something like that. It's agonizing. How do you make a waterbed bouncier? Fill it with spring water. That's a pretty good joke. Do people know what a waterbed is these days? I feel like that's like a 70s and 80s piece of technology.
Not even a battle?
Time him out? Why? That's a good joke. It's a bed with water in it. When I was a kid, when you would go to like a family reunion or Thanksgiving or something like that, there was like a 1 in 5 chance that the house had a waterbed. I don't know if they still exist though. But like in the early 1990s, they were still around. I think they were a little bit vestigial at the time, but they were still around. They're honestly slept on. Okay, you might get banned. You might get banned. Do they change the water? That's honestly, like, that's a good-ass question, man. I don't have an answer for you. They do change the water? I feel like they don't, though. Because it seems, like, very annoying to change the water. It's very high risk. I mean, there's got to be, like, I don't even know, like 100 liters of water in that thing? Maybe more? That water's got to be, like, rife for scientific study, man. That's water from, like, the 1970s. It's a closed system, isn't it? Well, yeah, I have a feeling that, like, bacteria can probably fit through the seams, though, because they're like a picometer in diameter. Probably takes some time, though. It's not like leaving your pizza out on the counter overnight, but still. Would you drink a cup of waterbed for $1 million? I don't even want to, like, this is not me putting on airs. I would rather eat the poop sandwich, because I feel like the poop sandwich is at least contemporaneous viruses and bacteria that like modern medicine is equipped to handle. And I feel like the water in the waterbed is like drinking water out of like a melted glacier or like permafrost from like 15,000 years ago. It's like those microorganisms we might not have a concept of them anymore. Yeah, I think you can get some disease that hasn't existed since like Middle Earth or whatever. I just feel like, here's my thinking. You're way more likely to get sick from the poop sandwich. But you're less likely to get a disease that they would make a movie about than you would if you drank the water from a waterbed. Like, I feel like that's some David Cronenberg stuff. My boyfriend said I should not get cowboy boots. What is your suggestion? Do you live in the American South? Are you into country music? I guess like my take, I should say, on this one is I think that you're making a statement by wearing the cowboy boots. People that might not necessarily be you might not necessarily be part of their tribe, are going to think that you're part of their tribe. Now, that might be something that appeals to you, or it might be something that doesn't appeal to you. What do you think about it? It's bait, Unk? It's chat. It's always bait, but at least this bait has, like, some nuance. It's better than, like, do you know how many times people try to bait with, like, baldness? We literally got, like, people in here approaching middle age that are like, hey, when you're bald, do you wear sunscreen on your head? And you're like, yeah, bro, obviously. What kind of question is that? Like, just use your brain. The bald bait is pathetic, man. I'm dreading my bald arc? Yeah, because you reap what you sow, man. I wasn't too pressed about going bald in the whole skip. I thought I was, but compared to what I see from other guys, not at all. But that's because when I saw a bald person when I was, you know, pre-bald, I wasn't going like, hey, baldy. I think it's your fear of going bald that has motivated you to joke about baldness so much. It's a sad story. It's a sad story. Again, oftentimes, I hate when people say there's a little bit of truth in every joke, because I'd love to hear them explain the truth in, oh man, I want to have DoorDash for lunch, but I got a fridge full of Slorp. You know? What's the truth in that joke? I guess the truth is that I want to have DoorDash for lunch. But I do think that when you look at what a bully is making fun of you for, oftentimes it reveals their own personal insecurity. So when you call me bald, I can see into your future. I can go mentat mode. And I know, because you already got the copium, the fucking Dennis Hopper blue velvet mask on. Actually, my mom's dad never went bald. He's got plugs, you fucking idiot. He got plugs when you were like -6 years old. You have no idea what you're talking about. Actually, I've had a widow's peak. And if you look at baby photos of me, I've always had a widow's peak. My hairline's like always been like this. Cope called. It says it's running out of you. Doesn't really make any sense. Health, toughness, and shield items. That was my cope? Yeah, I know. That's my cope too. Back in the day, before I embraced it. But it's different now. You could just get a hair transplant now. Or at least one of the drugs that like stops it. Why didn't you do it? I went bald when I was broke. Also, I don't think, like, the only thing that existed back then, you could get a hair transplant, but they kind of sucked. Unless maybe you were, like, turbo wealthy. And then also, the only drug was, like, Rogaine. And the word on the street was that, like, it didn't work. But then, come to find out, it works. Apparently, you just have to start it, like, ASAP. Because I did not start ASAP at all. Also, I don't know, Rogaine isn't prescription, man. I think I probably could not have afforded it, to be honest with you. Or I would have to cut back on my James Ready 5.5 budget in college. You could steal it? That's true. That shit was not locked up in 08, man. In 2008, you could literally, like, get sick and buy cough syrup. You didn't have to, like, pass a biometric scan or anything. What's wrong with being bald? Yeah, nothing. Nobody said it, really. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. I mean, you really do become, like, a vessel for other people's insecurities when you're a streamer. But I realize it's like, I'm kind of like a piñata. It's like the more you hit me, the more coins come out. So I'm not complaining. You have no hair? I got lots of hair. It's just not on my head. The problem is, I'm not insecure about baldness, but people who are balding are very insecure about their baldness. So they make fun of someone for being fully bald without realizing that the balding makes you look way older than when you're bald. It doesn't make sense on a, like, it's against human nature. It's counterintuitive. But you look balder when you have a little bit of hair than when you have no hair. And I know it sounds like it doesn't make sense, but you can observe it in vivo, man. Get diamond lighter? I mean, it's about as ambitious as I was going to say asking you to get a life. Because they're things that are aspirational and, like, they're within the realm of possibility, but obviously they're not on the immediate horizon or we wouldn't be talking to each other. Best thing I learned from you is always go for the enchantment. That's hearsay, but I agree. I took it from chat because one of the first times I played the Bazaar, somebody said, hey, you should always take the enchantment. And I said, okay, that's good enough for me. But I also, if I may say something, as a Slay the Spire gamer, people talk about like, oh, they have to rebalance some of the nodes because the decisions are automatic at some of them. You know, like when you have the star chart, you always take the rightmost option on the docks. You will always take the enchantment when you're on lethal. 95% of the time, you take like 1 XP, 2 gold when you are opening an abandoned chest. I'm like, it's good when games have freebies like that. Like, not everything needs to be, because it is still situational. It's just there's a difference in the frequency of taking the rare option. Like, some things are going to be a 1/3 split, and then some things are going to be like 80-20, and then sometimes you're going to be like 95% of the time I would take adrenaline. Because, like, why wouldn't I want an adrenaline in my deck? But I really think the only way I have a chance to survive is if I gamble and maybe take, like, you know, Envenom or something like that, because I can't stack up enough damage otherwise. So I think it's not that bad when there's gimmies. Are people having like a hard time in December? Is that what's happening? Or is it, you know what it is? No, I should trust myself. It's the Bazaar. I was wondering why the attitude from certain chatters that I've seen for years is normally pretty amiable. I mean, then like in the Bazaar is like grating. Part of it might be my own mental state trying to be a little bit more type A during the Bazaar. I think it's also like, I gotta remember, when you go to like, you know, r/Better Call Saul, it's all memes about chicanery. When you go to like r/politics, it's all arguments. And the Bazaar is kind of like, it radicalizes chatters into Redditors. Because look at the Bazaar subreddit. If you ask them what their favorite game is, they'd be like, you guys gotta try the Bazaar. But then if another Bazaar player is like, how you feeling about the Bazaar? They're like, it's totally fucked. It's the worst game ever made. I can't stop playing it. It's like the Balatro subreddit. Is the Balatro subreddit toxic? I felt like the Slay the Spire subreddit was toxic, but that might be like, I mean, I got skin in the game because they were like roasting me from time to time. Dude, we gotta try this sparring partner. But now, like years later, when I go to the Slay the Spire subreddit, I find it like very nice and very helpful. I did see a thread, like Reddit is still trying to figure out like what to serve me on the front page. Buddy. It served me like an AMA today that was like, I'm 15 years old and married AMA. And the post, like, it just got me laughing just because of their candor. Their candor. Wait, I gotta see this. It didn't do it. Good state integer overflowed and started doing minus damage. It's doing minus 21 million damage. No, man, no. But the OP and that I'm 15 and married post got me laughing because he was like, I'm 15 years old and married. Oh, fuck, it's stuck, man. I'm 15 years old and married, AMA, and then their elaboration was like, first off, don't ask me about the legality. I'm 15 years old. It's probably not legal or whatever, but it feels real to us. Ask me anything. I got fucking... just their flippant tone was so fucking funny to me. Like, it was a 15-year-old husband that wrote, it's probably not. It's in PROLLY. It's probably not real, but like, it's real to us. It got me laughing. Can you check your X to Everything app mentions? I'm loath to inform you. Hang on, I gotta log in. I haven't really been on X lately. And it's honestly like, I really feel, you know that hypothesis about climate change? That's like, when all the permafrost starts to melt, it's gonna release like organic matter that's gonna cause even like an exponential release of methane gas to build up in the atmosphere. So instead of like the already exponential growth of heat, it's going to become even more exponential as it starts to happen. That's kind of what I think has happened on Twitter. 5% of the sanest posters have left, and it's caused a domino effect, like a cascade, where like then another 1% left, and 1% and 1% and 1% and 1% and 1%, and so on and so forth. So the only people who at me are like predominantly, I'm sorry to say, but people who are still like thrilled to be on X, which is a red flag for a fellow like me. A lot, like my mentions from 2021 to like 2023, even mid 2024, I'm frozen. I'm frozen, guys. The mentions are like pretty good. It was like largely well-adjusted adults who spoke somewhat politely, but it's gotten worse. Like it's a lot more like people who are just clearly, I'm sorry to say, I don't say this as like as an own, but people who are clearly like genuinely mentally ill, not like the kind of mentally ill where I make fun of you in chat, but the kind where I'm like, you really need to talk to somebody before your life is over. So I'm just like not interested in going to the platform as much anymore. Like it was already bad, so I think I was guilty of being like, how much worse could it get? And it's a classic thing in stocks, right? Well, this is perfect. We just had this. It's thematically fitting. You know, if you have a stock and it's gone down 95%, if it's gotten 95% worse, how much worse could it get? It could get another 99% worse on top of that. Blue sky time? Nah, man, I'm just, I think they freed me from social media. By making the platform worse, they've actually done me an incredible service. It also, I'm going to admit, it got me a little heated. And I know Origin, you know, Origin has a tricky job. But he hit me with a sure social media addict is going to quit social media. You are letting the librarian inform like way too much of what you think you know about my personality. I would literally go screen time for screen time, ban for ban with almost anybody in this chat. Not including the computer, because you're just like locked in. But like everybody here is looking at the computer screen or their phone screen right now. So like... I feel like you don't really have a leg to stand on that one, unless this shit has been printed on like a wax cylinder or something like that and then placed in your gramophone. But like my screen time is like 2 hours, 40 minutes a day, and 4 to 5 times a week. That's 90 minutes to 2 hours of Slay the Spire. So we're really talking about like 15, 20 minutes while I poop, a little bit of time before bed, and that's it, man. Then people, they're like, for Origin to suggest I was addicted to social media, kind of, it blew me away a little bit. Because I literally haven't tweeted since like, I don't even know, like November 18th or something. And I think I tweeted, I heard the boxing match wasn't good. The Jabalian longbow, man. You stream 5 hours a day? Yeah, and you're here 5 hours a day with like a meme shitposting account. You pretend to be me in your driveway, bud. Brad Marchand. What are you trying to say? Like, I know you're saying words, but what do they mean to you? No, I'm not. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Taraji P. Henson. Taraji... They're gone. They've escaped. Maybe they're still here, but they're on... Oh, wait, hang on. Your name is not Taraji P. Henson. It is Tahine Sarah Palin family. Which I don't even know what it means. You're right, I'm baiting. I know! You know what's hard about being a streamer? And it genuinely may be like the hardest part. God, Silk would go crazy here. When someone baits you and then they get owned, they act like they won the interaction. They're like, I was baiting. And I'm like, no, dude. I cut you down to the fucking quick. It's like, you ever see street beefs? Where somebody's like... They're going to get into a street fight. And they got their hand... I saw one the other day. The dude was getting into a fight. And the other dude was doing some, like, karate stuff. Like, he was in a sideways... He would look like he was in Virtua Fighter. Like, he was literally two-dimensional. And he kept taking, like, one step forward with his hands up like this. And the other guy went into the fight overconfident. He didn't even have his hands up. He had his hands, like, down here. Like, you're not even generating any torque, man. And he got cooked, dude. He got cooked. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know. Have you seen it? It's pretty good. What's your tolerance for seeing people get beaten up on video? Higher than average, probably. And it grows if the person in the video deserved it. Like, if someone's just minding their own business and they get sucker punched, I don't want to see that. You might doubt this, but I'm not going to go out of my way to look at that. But if someone's being an a-hole in public and then a karate master just happens to be in the bar and they sit him down, but with like tolerance, they like sit him down and they're like, do you yield? Do you yield? I'm all about that for sure. 100%. This game has my brain in a chokehold. I hear you, man. All I want to do is paint my ship red and I don't use paint. I know what you're saying. Highway skulls and bones, yes. Sticks and stones and weed and bongs. Can I just get the multicast to 3, man? Afraid not, little bro? We take... I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. You believe in Big Bang Theory or Pangria? Don't... Come on. We gotta get this. I got family visiting, man. My parents are here. I can't be asking them 10 times a day if they believe in the Big Bang Theory or Pangria. They're gonna get me committed to a mental hospital. I'm already gonna hit it with like, just put the blank in the bag like 20 times a day. What's Pangria? You're baiting me. It's like, you know, on the Earth or our world, when the continents are all together and then meteor happens. It's all about motivation, the new motivation. She comes round and she goes down on me, and she'll get you high like a drug for you. Do ever what you want to do, coming over you. Keep on smiling what we go through. One talk to the rhythm that divides you, and I speak to her like the rhythm to the birds. Drop another line and I see them through the words. Top it like a freak show, take the stage. We still got the game he plays, she said. You know what I'm talking about, man? You know what I'm talking about? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Silver skills.
I teach, you learn.
Silver skills. It's Christmas time in the city. Ding-a-ling. Hear them ring. Well, while we're here, it's December 20th. Holy cow. We got to do a Christmas song tier list, man. I was at my daughter's Christmas concert yesterday. They were running overtime. Guess what the last song was? You'll guess instantly what the last song was when they were already 5 minutes overtime. Not Feliz Navidad. You're right, it's the 12 Days of Christmas. The 12 days, Jerry. As the last song, Jerry, the 12 Days of Christmas. It's not that long. It's only 12 days. It's not 12 days, Jerry. Because after you do a day, you do it again for every other day, Jerry. It's 12 factorial. It's like 117 days, Jerry. I think it's kind of cool that for like the first time in 20 years, we actually are adding new songs into the Christmas song oeuvre. I'm not talking about All I Want for Christmas Is You this time. I'm talking about like Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. That one it's made it, man. It's not my favorite song, but it's made it into the Christmas playlist now. Last Christmas is back, that's true. Meet the Grams. Santa Baby is creepy. I don't think Santa Baby is creepy, but it does every time I hear the song, it makes me laugh. When she goes, Santa baby, there's a 54 convertible to light blue. You're like, okay, she's asking for a car for Christmas. It's a little audacious, but it's not out of the question. Then she goes, before you go, there's one last thing that I need, the deed to a platinum mine, huh? For Christmas? The deed to a platinum mine, Miss Kit? Come on. It's a little audacious, right? It's kind of an upsell from a car. At the start of the song, she's like, I'd like a fur coat. I'd like a convertible. Then at the end, she's like fucking a real estate asset that pays dividends out annually because of the value underpinned by the precious metals contained within it. That's crazy. And this is getting a little CinemaSins, but how would Santa even deliver that? Have you ever considered how Santa could possibly deliver a platinum? I guess it's just the deed. She already had it figured out. Fuck! Squandered the bit. This game's definitely gonna have NFTs, right? You ever see the locust? That's not the right word. You ever see the locus of how to minimize your suffering as an individual on planet Earth? It's a Punnett square. The left axis, worry, don't worry. The top axis happens, doesn't happen. Now let's go through the 4 steps, okay? Worry, it happens. You suffer twice. Worry, it doesn't happen. You suffered once. Don't worry, happens. You suffered once. Don't worry, didn't happen. No suffering. With that in mind, why are we talking about a future that may not come to pass? For something as minor as a video game. It doesn't matter. The game doesn't have NFTs in it. Are you against NFTs? If they add NFTs, don't play the game. You can change your behavior in response to new information. It's not as common these days as it used to be, but it's still within the realm of possibility, I swear. This game is sus as hell? Okay, then play something worse, man. It doesn't matter to me. The main thing, the principle that I try to live by is like, if you're living in the world today, you be hearing the slang that the Wu-Tang say. And if you stick with that, then as far as I'm concerned, you're cool in my books. That's damn true. I'm not doing the rest of the lyrics. It's ill-advised. I'll sharpen my stones or whatever. Does making your way in the world today take everything you got? Some days it does, some days it doesn't. But I'll tell you, no matter what, taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. That's just, I mean, you don't have to be a scientist to know that. Just learn that I'm going to be a farther. The commute is going to kill me. Can we give a shout out to Yelnats? Making an effort every single day to brighten everyone's day in the Twitch chat with jokes like that. Look at all the +2s. You've earned it. This is like a lifetime achievement award. Would you take the 1 ring to Mount Doom? Honestly, like, I don't think I would be great at any of the other stuff in the Fellowship. I think I would be a pretty good ring bearer. I think I can resist the allure of the ring. I'm not going to say as much as Sam and Frodo, but better than the average hobbit for sure. I like an adventure from time to time, and I can walk for like a long time. I can kind of go infinite walking. Even like, I'm sure the terrain's going to be pretty rocky, don't get me wrong. I'm not naive. Hubris is a bad idea if you're going to be a ring bearer. Excuse me, Sam thought he had a chance with Rosie, and he was like the goated ring bearer of all time. What are you trying to say? Would you carry the ring knowing you go to the Undying Lands afterwards? I don't know if that's like a bonus or a knock, man. To be honest with you, I've never been able to figure that one out. What do you think about visiting family while sick? That's a great question, especially as we approach the holidays and people have like non-refundable plane tickets. If you're visiting like your kids or your parents and you're sick, you just send it. That's kind of like, there's no contract for parenthood, but that would be in the contract. It would be like when one link in the family is away from you is sick, they visit anyway. And you try not to get anybody else sick, but it's important you spend the time together when you got it, especially if you live super far away. Now, if we're talking about grandparents, we're talking about like nieces, nephews, cousins, like etc., that's like, I would be a little bit pissed off if my cousin came to visit me and he showed up with like a full-blown illness. And he would be like, it's Christmas. And I'd be like, yeah, but we're not really like friends. We happen to know each other just because of our parents are siblings. That's a different story. That's a sell. Shield equal to your gold is pretty much useless. If we ran these two out here, the problem is you lose the freezing on the weather machine. I can't do it yet. Because the weather machine, you're a chatter. No, you're a streamer, man. This is a streamer who may also be a chatter. Hang on, my pride's on the line. This is like when I was recording a YouTube video and I matched up against Ravs. But Ravs, when his build loaded in, it was the classic dually monitor lizard scumbag builds. And I had to hide my true emotions so as not to besmirch a fellow content creator. This is just, I've been there, Vale, I've been there, okay? One weapon build versus fast freeze, I just can't get it done.
Next time, boys, less blunder, more blunder.
I crashed my weather machine. Please help. He was really in a lot of pain. Maybe I shouldn't be making fun of that, but Flying machine guy had a full recovery. That's sick because now we can do the impression. Oh, please help me. Oh, 911, what's your emergency? Oh, I've crashed my flying machine. I'm happy he's chill. I'm sorry, it's got to be done. I will always be your beast of burden. Christmas meat of choice. I mean, I eat what I grew up eating. We eat turkey on Christmas. Am I correct in my assumption if I were to say that in the United States, Thanksgiving is turkey and Christmas is predominantly ham? I can't speak for all of Canada, but in Canada, the Canada that I know, Thanksgiving is turkey and Christmas is turkey. It's one of the additional benefits of having Thanksgiving in October instead of November. Raw meat, Uncle Thanksgiving. That's a horrifying sentence in every conceivable way. Raw meat, Uncle Thanksgiving. Fucking Goldheart Mountaintop Queen Directory bullshit. Raw meat, Uncle Thanksgiving dinner. Upgrade the Unk brother. It's gonna drive me crazy if you post a picture of your face and you're literally like a 19-year-old kid from Ohio. I'm gonna lose it, man. I'm gonna fucking lose it. They would actually be worse if you were like a 31-year-old engineer who lives in Madison, Wisconsin. Prime stocking stuffers for Christmas. Great question. I don't know. I can only speak as a dad. Socks are nice. Underwear's nice. Liquid IV is nice. Chocolates? Yeah. Chocolates. Am I cooked if my mom puts Monsters in my stocking because I'm always drinking one? No, I think that's good. It means your mom, you know, she's meeting you on your level, man. She's saying, like, my kid loves Monsters. Here you go. Here's a Monster. You're cooked if she threw in, like, a 0-calorie soda and was like, maybe this will help you quit the Monsters. Am I cooked if my wife bought me a Peloton? No, listen. Twitter now is cooked. But Twitter never had more blue sky energy than when the Peloton wife commercial came out. And everybody all of a sudden was like, I would never buy my wife an exercise bike. And I was taking arrows nonstop for saying, like, I think it's a good gift, man. You're not, if you wanted to be 12 years old, yeah, then you're like, what, you think I'm fat? But that's, you're not thinking like in terms of real people, man. That's like how an NPC responds to something like that. That's like a Joss Whedon dialogue option. It's a great gift. It saved my life, man. But back then, everybody was like, you don't get it, man. You don't fucking get it. You'll never fucking get it. They should sponsor you. They don't have to. I do it for free. I think the Peloton commercials now are way worse. Because, like, before, at least the commercials had the bike in it. Now, for some reason, every commercial is, like, trying to hide the fact that they sell bikes. My genuine question is, do you need to buy a Peloton or can another exercise bike do it for you? I'm so sorry, it's not your fault, but I literally just can't have this conversation every day for the rest of my life. Google it. This is a Google question. You're getting a lot of people in chat who don't exercise who are like, I would never buy a Peloton. And I'm like, I know, man. That's apparent. I can't relitigate this every day for the rest of my life. It's crazy. When people, I guess the answer is like, it depends. Like when I was a kid, you would oftentimes see like commercials where, and I get why they made them because they're trying to, you're trying to create the idea that it's like a cultural thing. It's an acceptable thing to like buy someone a car for Christmas. When you buy someone a car for Christmas, anyone here work at a dealership? Do you pay the down payment and then that person is saddled with the monthly payment? Or do you buy the car and then you make the monthly payment for them? Or do you pay it off in cash? They buy it outright? That's crazy, man. My uncle does it in cash? Fuck your uncle? Your uncle literally, okay, listen. You can say fuck the uncle for being rich, but don't say fuck the uncle for buying cars. Because everybody is under the impression that it's virtuous to save money and it's hedonistic to spend money. Where do you think your salary comes from, though? Your salary comes from other people spending the money, man! The whole fucking charade falls apart if everybody just goes to r/frugal, okay? It's like the opposite of inflation, like which is actually bad. When things inflate, you're like, oh shit, things cost more. That's bad. But then when things deflate, you're like, oh shit, nobody's fucking buying anything. There's no money. Start buying beef, bozo. The Midwest needs you. You have so many RFK acolytes that only eat raw beef, man. You don't need me. You don't need me. I'm buying shit that's keeping our local vegetable economy afloat. I'm buying like persimmons and shit, okay? You wouldn't understand. I'm not buying Wyoming beef. It's too if you want me to buy it, lower the price. I don't have to lower the price. There's an idiot out there that'll pay, 33 bucks per ribeye. Okay, then you don't fucking need me. So stop complaining. Yesterday I went to the grocery store. I was like, it's been a while. It'd be nice maybe to cook a steak for my wife and myself. Maybe some asparagus on the side. Maybe some Brussels sprouts. I don't know. I looked at the steak. 2-pack of strip loin steak. It's a pretty good steak. It's not a top tier steak, but it's a pretty good steak. 2-pack, $43. I said, fuck that. I went home, took all the bags out of the freezer, dug around until I found a Ziploc bag with 4 chicken thighs in it. Made some donburi instead. That's what I think about you right now, beef industry. I've been eating, I'll eat beef at a restaurant from time to time, but at the grocery store, I'm not paying grocery store prices for grocery store beef. I would pay grocery store prices for restaurant beef, but I'm not paying grocery store prices for grocery store beef.
Bring her about.
Also, I got fucking scammed at the grocery store. I made cod on Tuesday or Wednesday. 2 fillets. One of the fillets, thick, nice, like fish and chip style fillet, looked beautiful. The other one, weird, rolled up fucking scroll. Basically, they should have put like a ribbon around it, and it's like a missive you give to a foreign ambassador or some shit like that. So I said, what do? I give my wife the beautiful fillet, and I give myself the decroded fillet, okay? I don't mind, I'm just happy to eat. My fillet, no bones. Her fillet, she takes 1 bite. She's like, there's like 1,000 bones in this. Thanks a lot, buddy. Who the fuck was in the butcher shop that day? You got fucking Mozart on the shitty fillet and Salieri on the great looking fillets. You got to mix up the burden, bro. You made me look like a fucking charlatan, dude. Why am I paying so much for fish at the grocery store where they don't cut the skin off, they don't cut the scales off, and they don't take the bones out? It doesn't make any sense. All right, I've lost myself a little bit here. Why don't these teenagers butcher my meat better? You got me all twisted up. You think I'm a fan of Jim fucking Pattinson? I'm not. I could care less whether he lives or dies. My thing is, why am I paying so much for fucking fish if they got teenagers making minimum wage doing the butchery? They should have like a fucking journeyman butcher who's been doing it for 40 years in the back for the prices we're paying for the food. Or at least pay the teenagers a little bit more. They take some pride in their work and it could become like a vocation instead of just a temporary step for them or something. Find a butcher shop, I swear you'll like it. I probably should. I'm a victim of convenience now because like usually I go to the grocery store like 3-4 times a week. I usually go to the closest grocery store when my daughter's school is over. And a butcher shop would be like a little further away. But maybe it's time. I've been hitting the farmers markets more often. I've been having a good time with it. Bakeries, I think you sold me. Because bakeries is a given. You won't catch me buying grocery store bread. I'll be going to a local bakery because it's worth it. And maybe getting some cookies while I'm there too. Maybe because they usually have a butcher shop like next to the bakery. And then what if they just put them in like the same building and they also had like the fruit market there too? And then maybe they sold like a Coke Zero and like shitty magazines at the cash register too? Now you're cooking. Yeah, in a big parking lot. Fuck, dude, that actually is like... That's part of the appeal of a chain grocery store too, is actually being able to find a parking spot. Well, you take the good... One thing at a time, okay? One thing with a time. Or one thing at a time, I should say. Why is Vancouver public transit so bad? First of all, it isn't. Secondly, I have a car. So take your bait elsewhere. That's right. I'm going to restaurants that are not on the Canada or Millennium line. I'm going to restaurants that are on fucking Broadway, bro. And you're like, whoa, really? Even though they're doing the construction right now? I don't give 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, bro. Although they did shut down fucking Gyukaku, which is pissing me off. Now, if I want to go to Gyukaku, I gotta go to fucking Richmond! No, thank you, man! I live on Broadway, so I just walk to the 1 billion restaurants around me. Don't try to flex, okay? Because I know that outside of your apartment, from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m., this is what you hear. I live on Main. Okay, you can flex. What a sound. It made my wife say the S word, bro. games stop trying to look like Hearthstone challenge? There's like 3 games that look like Hearthstone, man. You gotta get offline. I recognize the irony as someone who's online right now. You gotta get offline. You can't be talking like that, little bro. Shadowverse? That shit came out in like 2013, man. There's people in this chat younger than that game. Now they shouldn't talk, because if they talk, they're gonna get banned by the Twitch admins. But you know there's like some pretentious 9 and 10-year-olds in the chat right now. Anyone with TTV in their name. You know what it really pisses me off is Stolen Valor. Is when you play someone in a multiplayer game and they have TTV in their name, and then you go to Twitch and they haven't streamed in like 8 months. It's like, bro, you don't get to put that in your name just because you want to be a streamer. It's like looking like a normal guy and then posting online that you're all natty. And we're like, yeah, bro, nobody was accusing you of being on steroids. Natty is a negative flex? No shot, bro. Natty is a much more positive flex if you're out of shape. It would be way worse to be like fat and be like, yeah. So I already know what you're gonna ask. Yes, I am on steroids. That would be 10 times worse. You think Sammy Sosa was natty? 100%. And I don't think that was his bat that exploded and cork flew everywhere. I think that he borrowed that from somebody else and they told him it was cool. And then he got in a lot of trouble for that. He literally admitted it this week. Yeah, like under duress or whatever. That's you. Oh, you still believe in confessions? The cops have ways of getting that out of you. Try going 36 hours without a coffee. I'll admit to fucking anything, man. What interrogation tactic would work on you? I think it's pretty obvious. Opens a bag of Lay's barbecue chips, gives me one, and then sits there eating the rest of the bag and says, you can't have any more unless you tell me what I want to hear. I think I would fold pretty quick, to be honest with you. Astria free on Epic Games. Yo, dlguiga, are you here? This is huge news for a personal friend of mine. It's dlguiga's favorite game. He's your friend? Yeah, I mean, he riles me up sometimes, but like, you know, we spend hours on the bike together, man. We're pretty much like best friends. Isn't he in school right now? No, bro, it's Christmas break. Is there a reason you don't like TFT? Yes, and it's not an objective reason, so don't get mad. I love auto battlers. I think, or hero builders, whatever you want to call them. Games where you build like a board of items and then you put your engine up against somebody else's to see who's better. But TFT is too complicated for me. There's too many mechanics. If I wanted to be derogatory, I would call it like it's inelegant in my eyes at least. Because like even at level 1, like day 1, there's like it feels like there's 1,000 heroes that you have to know about, and like the placement of where you place them on the board adds another element of complexity. And then also, and this is a design decision, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying it's bad for me, it seems even more momentum driven than something like the Bazaar or Super Auto Pets. One thing I think those games do that's awesome is, at least outside, like in ranked, not in like private matches, you play against different people every single time. So if your build gets rinsed by person A on day 2, you don't go, oh shit, I'm gonna have to play them 4 more times if I make it to the end of the game. You can kind of just, you can have a short memory and be like, okay, that person just had a cracked build. That doesn't mean that I'm like totally washed. Like I could get matched against worse builds as time goes on. Like it feels like in a game like the Bazaar, if your run is ass, there's like more hope. Because the snowball, it's more under the surface instead of like, well, you accidentally spent 1 gold too much 3 days ago, which lowered your interest for the intervening 3 days, which has now put you so far behind you have no chance to catch up. That's the way it felt. Now, I don't know if that's valid in terms of how it actually like manifests, but that's the way it felt to me when I played, I don't know, I probably played like 8 games of TFT in my life. Lost to crit skill? So-called I play games because they're fun. Andes, when you make a decision that's suboptimal but could be fun. Where did we lose our way as a medium, man? Actually, I gotta be honest. I don't think it's gamers. I think it's the human mind has a tendency towards self-destruction. I say that because I go to some subreddits for like more serious cyclists, and there's some really helpful information. It takes you a while to digest it, but then after people digest it, they start making threads that are like, I'm taking 2 days off for Christmas. What would be the best way to like maximize my recovery time without causing my TSS to get so low that I exit the zone where my body is most efficiently making adaptations? Then like they write an essay in the OP, and then the top reply is always like some dude who's like 61 and is like, you're gonna die someday, enjoy Christmas. And I'm like, damn, he's spitting, man. I think that I'm just trying to point out that it happens in every single hobby. You always, you get into it because it seems fun, and then instead of the original pursuit, you start focusing on the data and the numbers going up, and then you forget about the thing that got you into it in the first place, and you're like, I'm in it for the numbers now. How do I keep the numbers going up as fast as possible? Why doesn't the Fed just print more money and pay off all its debts? Joe Weisenthal in the chat. I don't know how much of a meme it is, okay? But every time the US government comes close to the fiscal cliff, there's talk, conjecture about like, well, the reason there's a fiscal cliff is because it's like written into the Constitution, but you could just get around it by literally inventing a $1 trillion coin and then just using that coin to pay off the debt so that you avoid the fiscal cliff. And you're like, it's a fake solution? Yeah, but like their position is that it's also a fake problem. It's kind of an unforced error. I don't know. I'm not the guy who should be telling you about this because I didn't know just enough to get myself into trouble. Let's put it that way. Just please stop saying raw meat Uncle Thanksgiving, okay? Thank you for the raid, by the way. Thank you. We were talking about modern monetary theory when the raid happened. I didn't get a chance to call it out when it came in. Just got here. What's the build? You didn't see it, okay? So I think you're telling the truth, but I feel like you're owning me because I'm running the same build that I always run, which is single weapon sniper with a water wheel or a crow's nest, okay? But you didn't see what we were going through on day 1 through 4 when chat was like, this one has no chance. We were running poning steel, rifle. We had fucking nothing, man. We had nothing. And now we've got something, okay? And they want me to apologize for it. Yeah, I don't really know that much about like the national debt. I always think that it seems backwards to conflate like household debt with national debt. People are like, if your household debt rose like, 5% a year and never had any chance of coming down, that would be bad. And I'm like, yeah, but like if the United States of America owes you money, what are you gonna do about it? Not to glaze the U.S., but I'm like, as long as they're making the interest payments, then like, if they stop making the interest payments, what are you gonna do though? I would take some sushi, Kate. Sure, thank you for asking. I love sushi. After looking at this game and PoE2, I don't think anyone can say TikTok is cooking dopamine receptors. I mean this with all sincerity. The TikTok hate is really funny for me because the only person I know who actually consumes content on TikTok willfully is Corey, and I swear it to you. Really? Yeah! I don't know anybody else who's like on TikTok. Kate's on Reels from time to time. What are you watching then? I feel so European right now. I'm not, man. I'm not. I wish I was, honestly, because people keep asking me what I'm watching, and I don't have an answer. Did you catch the Wikipedia plot summary? I gotta stop going to Wikipedia, man. Jimbo Wales keeps asking me for money. Like, I was in the toilet yesterday. Huge. Go to Wikipedia. First thing that popped up, Ryan, it's 5:17 a.m. Will you support us? And I was like, buddy, it's 5:17 a.m. Like, I understand you're trying to keep the foundation going, but like, you gotta read the room a little bit. That's too early to be soliciting a donation from somebody. What were you looking up at 5:17 a.m.? Bro, that's my life. I'm awake then. I would love to see my Wikipedia wrapped. I had a crazy idea for Chibli, and Chibli, he sold it, which I appreciate. Chat was kind of no-selling it, but Chibli sold it. I'm a big believer that every software service, if we're gonna put fucking a computer inside of our printer that has Wi-Fi access, then we should be getting like a fucking Hewlett-Packard Wrapped every year. Wow, you printed a lot of pages on this day. Like I would anthologize every single appliance in my house, every single app, so I can, you know, get some positive feedback on my consumption. I was thinking, bro, like a Samsung FridgeWrapped would go crazy. I guarantee mine would be like, you open this bitch like 1,500 times. I'd be like, whoa, that's a lot of times to open the refrigerator. Your favorite shelf was middle shelf, 100%. I don't need the wrap to tell you that. Middle shelf is where you keep all the good stuff. The chilled beverages, leftovers. I mean, it's not going to be top shelf condiment. Come on. That's where you buy like a jar of chili crisp. You use it once and then you go, maybe I'll use it next time I have rice. And then you're cleaning out the fridge like 2 years later. And you're like, oh shit, the chili crisp went bad February 2021. Costco Wrapped would go crazy. They have all the data, man. They have the data. They're selling it. The least they could do is serve it back to us in a viral capacity, right? I mean, I guess the fridge doesn't always know what you've got in it, but they should do the opposite. You're right. Tell you where they sold your data to and how much they got for it. You threw out 20 pounds of spinach. What do you think is the most thrown out food from a refrigerator? I've got two answers. One is you bought a bag of mixed greens and then you had one salad. And then the next day you were like, I was good. I had a salad yesterday, so today I'm going to have a hamburger. And that you never put your hand in that bag ever again. The other one is yogurt, because you get the big container of yogurt and then you clear out like the easy to get yogurt. And then you've only got the stuff that's like kind of stuck to the sides and like the weird liquid on the bottom. And then you're like, yeah, there's probably like half a serving of yogurt left in there, but it's not the best yogurt, man. It's like, the weird yogurt miasma. So you just end up going to the store and getting another yogurt. Just mix the yogurt juice into the new yogurt. No, because then you're compromising it, man. Because that bacteria has gotten, like, it's fed. That bacteria has been farming the jungle for like a week in the refrigerator. And then you're going to put it out there with like against a level 1 radiant? No shot, bro. They're going to feed. Milk? I could see it. As a non-milk user. Ah, shit. I go through my almond milk like crazy, but cilantro gets wet one day after you buy it. Damn true. All the herbs, man. Green onions. People, they hate whenever I try to make augmentations to the system that would improve everybody's life. They really should sell bundles of green onions that are half the size. We use green onions all the time, and we still, I would say, of a bundle of like 12 green onions, 2 to 3 of them are going in the compost, man. We use them, we use the green part, we use the white part, but it's just like, it's hard to get through it all before you go. Celery too. It's crazy that at some grocery stores you can buy individual stocks, but like when you buy the bundled celery, that shit is crazy. I'm a known celery lover. They will actually be like, yeah, it's realistic that you should be able to fucking eat 22 stalks of celery before the shit goes ED commercial mode. Whole cabbage is, you're spitting, man. My wife was cooking yakisoba, so we bought like 1 cabbage. We were eating cabbage for like 3 months. And much like all the other vegetables I mentioned so far, I'm a cabbage enjoyer, bro. Like I'll put cabbage in anything. I'll eat it raw. I'll toss it with some fucking sesame oil and some salt and just eat it. But like it's too much. I'm sorry. Water wheel's great, but if we're ever gonna get some kills, we gotta upgrade the sniper. No, I'm off the overnight oats, man. The spell was broken. I know it's gonna sound crazy. I ended up getting into the only easier breakfast on planet Earth. Skyr, like Icelandic yogurt, with some fucking granola in it every morning. It's like overnight oats, which are already easy to make, but then like make it even easier. Because the overnight oats probably takes like 5 minutes to make, but Skyr takes like 1 minute to make. Weren't you making fun of Chib for having that breakfast? No, you have no media literacy. I was making fun of him for explaining the breakfast without naming it, as if it was something that he invented and nobody else had a concept of. You should be nice to your friend. Being nice to your friend is sometimes making fun of them so everybody can laugh. I don't want one of those Discord friend groups where you're like, I crashed my car today, and then people are like, you're valid for that. I want my friends to be like, what the fuck were you doing when you crashed your car? I've never crashed my car. What the hell did you do? They just don't get it. You got to annoy your friends a little bit. Otherwise, they're basically just a business acquaintance. Is this a Dooley avatar, bro? Audiophile Dooley? One day we'll get to use Audiophile Dooley. I don't even need him to be so nerfed that he's unplayable. I just need him to be so nerfed that, like, you wouldn't feel like a bum playing him. Why am I getting Mr. Beast ads? I think that he paid Twitch, like, 7 figures to have the Beast games on the homepage yesterday and also add a global emote. Beasts. Is that it right there? Beast games? Beast games. Oh, the show's on Amazon. They do it for free, man. Yes, it is a solid start. Sorry, everyone's talking about Mr. Beast. You already know my opinion on Mr. Beast, I think. I mean, I'm just keeping my mouth shut mostly. What the hell is this, man? Got another... Pew, pew, pew. Holy cow. I'm a huge fan. He's my favorite content creator. When he puts the Lamborghini in the shredder, I'm like, what? That'll never shred. And then when it shreds, I go... What? People are they're gonna hate both sides of this take. They're gonna hate the second take for being too obvious. They're gonna hate the first part for being too charitable. Even before anything about Mr. Beast came out in the public, I remember talking to Dan about the interview that he did, where he's like, I'm dating someone, but we don't go out on dates because I value my time at like $100,000 an hour. So like for us to go out on a date, I can only have like a 30-minute date and then I have to get back to work. And I was like, damn, some people really like don't understand the point of being rich, right? Isn't the point of being rich so that you can like enjoy your life? But now you're spending your whole life just trying to get even richer, even though you're richer than like 999 out of 1,000 out of 1,000,000 people. Sorry, I had a little burp there. It's like you're doing it backwards, man. You're literally like, you're making yourself more miserable over time. You're in like a positive runaway feedback loop. So but then the second part of that was also like, I was like, he's 25 or something at the time. I was stupid when I was 25. You can come back from it. You know, I didn't think it made him like an irredeemable individual necessarily. But that always just rubbed me the wrong way. Because I find like the richness having a virtue idea stupid. Like the idea that being rich makes you smarter or like even more successful, I think is like idiotic. Because whenever you criticize Elon Musk, people are like, well, do you have $1 trillion? And I'm like, no, man, but like my kid talks to me. I don't have 11 extra kids, I know, but like, and my wife talks to me and we're not like in an ongoing lawsuit and stuff where that's like full of acrimony, you know? Like, there's a lot of ways to measure success. You should, you know, if you want to get rich, you should get rich because you want to, you know, do something with the money. And maybe he is doing something with the money, but if you're like getting so rich that you can't go out to dinner with the person you love, like that's fucking backwards as hell to me, man. It just doesn't, just think about it for 2 seconds. But that's my thought on that. I don't necessarily think he's a bad person for that. I just think his incentives are all fucked up. Nobody ever does tasty treats, man. It's the me Tumblr bit. Pauses, scratches head, sniffs, wipes cat hair from his nostrils. I just think you have to make sure that you structure your life in such a way that you have an incentive to pursue that which is meaningful to you. Hang on, I gotta sort my salad. They won't let me go on until I sort my salad. How much did you lose in Hawk Tuah rug coin? I mean rug pull coin? Hawk Tuah coin rug pull? Chill, bro, my wife's watching. Did she wake up yet? Yeah, bro, she's been up since like 8. Oh, you're talking about Hawk Tuah? Yeah, she tweeted today. What'd she tweet? It was basically like, It was never my intention to harm anybody. Please contact my legal counsel if you're seeking recompense. I'm waking up, y'all. Good morning. Evil Hawk Tuah be like, I'm waking up, y'all. Good morning. I don't think she's going to jail. I don't know anything about the law. I think it's possible that some of the people involved in the process might go to jail. I don't know the ins and outs of the situation. I feel like a Hawk Tuah. Is it crazy to call her the victim? What do you mean? A patsy. That's a better way to describe it. I think that she was part of the machine that took advantage of people, but she probably wasn't fully abreast of what was going on. I think I mean I can't know this, but I believe that it's easy for me to imagine a world in which people came to her and said, hey, you want to launch your own cryptocurrency? Because she's into crypto. That would be fun, right? Yeah. And then like all your fans will get rich. And she was like, sounds great, y'all. And then like I think it's genuinely possible that she had no nefarious intent and is literally having like the 2 worst weeks of her life now, which she deserves, but at the same time, like I don't think she really knew what she was getting into. That's knowing nothing at all about the situation. That's what I think is going on. You still go to jail for manslaughter? Yeah, but she didn't kill anybody, so why are we bringing manslaughter into it? Man burglary? It would be man fraud, okay? Which actually, like, as a name, goes kind of hard. God forbid a famous woman goes to prison. Prison abolitionists, when someone they don't like does something criminal. Your response? What's it like to be so easily led around by your emotions? Cat got your finger? What do you say when people don't type anymore? It's tough. I understand the belief that the victims deserve it, but pump and dumps are illegal for a reason. Yeah, no, I know. But like, here's the thing. I look at this as like, trying to think of she did something wrong. There's no question about that. But I don't think she was like the problem. The problem is that everybody's stupid. And memes spread faster than information. I think she's really dumb, and I think she's like insanely annoying. But I don't see a world in which she's like the mastermind of this pump and dump. I think she's the useful idiot that you bring into the pump and dump scam to find even dumber idiots that are willing to invest their money in Hawk coin. And I think that it's possible, maybe even probable, that she's too dumb to know that that was what was happening. And maybe she still goes to prison. But like on Twitter, people are like, she scammed people. Well, kind of. She endorsed the scam, which is bad enough, don't get me wrong. But she didn't build the money shredder. She just said, put your money in the money shredder, y'all. We're going to the moon. I'm going to the moon, y'all. Good night. So she's involved, don't get me wrong. But being dumb isn't an excuse. It's actually like the best excuse. There's no better excuse than like, sorry, I was too stupid to know that what I was doing was illegal. It's the only believable excuse that works in this situation, man. I'm not a lawyer, but it's in the court of public opinion, which is the only place she's being tried. Well, there's a lawsuit filed against her, but that's what SBF did. SBF did? No. That's like on a substantial different level. He was using, first off, he's even more annoying, which is hard to believe. The motherfucker was playing League of Legends on business calls. Come on, man. You're running like, you're supposed to be in charge of like hundreds of billions of dollars of people's deposits. You can't turn off League for 5. And then Michael Lewis was out here going, he's simply too smart to pay attention to his business. He has to distract himself with League of Legends, the most brainrot game of all time, while he's taking the business calls. But that's just the annoying part. The criminal part was that there was like genuine cooking of the books, man. He made Tom Brady look stupid, so he's okay in my books. Bro, Tom Brady is on like Sunday Night Football, and SBF is in fuck you prison for like 50 years. Tom Brady dog walks him, I'm afraid. Tom Brady's out there like eating fucking quinoa and shit. Sam Bankman-Fried is eating Nutriloaf. I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I'm just saying he mogs him. He mogs him easily. We're on 1 win on day 5. Oh, fuck. We're screwed, man. We have no upward mobility. Ooh, Thor Odinson is writing in chat. Dude, what the hell are those runes, man? You came straight from the fucking all thing. Damn, dude. Hit me with the fucking Norse scripture or something. I don't know if it's called scripture. Rip to you. They're just runes? Bro, they're not runes, they have meaning, okay?
I flow like the waves.
So-called, they're just runes. Nordics, when they receive a missive from the Central Revenue Authority that they owe the Jarl of Trondheim 37 silver ducats. It must have sucked to be a Jarl, man. You know, you're just about to go to sleep and then one of your concubines goes like, honey, did you open the message that we received from the king? You're like, damn, girl, I was just trying to get to sleep. Now my heart rate's up here at like 110. Then you open it and the shit is just like fucking Happy New Year or whatever they celebrated back then. You know what I'm talking about? This is the Bazaar, people. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Why would a Jarl get messaged by the king? A king is like the leader and the Jarl is just like a mayor. Have you ever considered that maybe the Jarl lives in a very important swing duchy? And as a result, the king making an appearance like that could help out with undecided tithers? I'm sorry, I hate to do this. Supermax 1221. We're not calling them sandos anymore, unless you're in Japan. I'm pushing back on the culture. I'm pushing back on quirk chungus culture. You can call me the quirk chungus destroyer. It's not, I'm telling you, this is like, I'm letting you know that this is the last time that you can say it guilt-free. So get it out of your system. Because starting in 2025, if you say sando, I'm going to judge you.
Go ahead.
Why? Because the word is sandwich. And sando, I don't know how to describe it, okay? It's like, it's quirk chungus. It's like trying to describe the way something smells. I don't know, it smells like it smells. Why is sando quirk chungus? Because it fucking is. I don't know how to explain it, but I have the nose for it. What about Sammy? I think it's really bad as well. Me personally. Stop saying quirk chungus. Why did that make me... That fucking took me out, man. There's only one free thinker in chat. Everybody else was like, yeah, quirk chungus. I get it. One person is like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Quirk chungus? Can you explain what quirk chungus entails? It's like heckin' big chonker. That's the biggest one. Heckin' big chonker is the biggest offense.
Oh, already? We barely got our flags up.
We don't deserve puppers. Yeah. The TikTok where the girl is like me when I'm waiting for my food, and you can see like through the booth next to her, there's like a middle-aged woman going like, you know the one I'm talking. Librarian hasn't been here in a while. I don't think they're fucking with the Bazaar. Or maybe December is like a big month at their job. But if they were here, they would link it and you would go, oh. 3 seconds and it's over. Me at the You Come You Lose challenge. Me if I was hanging out with my 4 best British friends who were in a group together. They're in a band together. It's called the Beatles. Me when I... The katana! I mean, you're so obviously the right choice, but... Fuck it, dude. Let's live a little. Mishnandler B. Wait, Miss Chenandler B. Yeah. Your opponent's definitely like 40. So before you get mad at me for saying this, please remember that I'm 36, okay? I would much rather hang out with like a 40-year-old than a 25-year-old, I think, at this stage of my life. So I feel like, no disrespect, it's not that, sorry, I did this backwards. It's not that 40-year-olds don't have problems. My impression of 25-year-olds, as someone who was one once, is that they're like always in the midst of a crisis. And sometimes it's a genuine crisis. I don't know what to do with my life. I'm sick. I'm broke. I'm in trouble. But sometimes, like, the crisis is like, I don't know what to get on the menu today, and I'm crashing out. Or sometimes it's like, at work, someone said something that, like, wasn't rude, but I took it really badly. And I feel like, you know, I've been talking to more like 40, 45-year-olds since my daughter's been in school. And they're mostly just like, how's the weather? And I'm like, it's been pretty good. How about you? It's a lot more, I mean, it's less stressful, I guess. That's the gist of it. Actually, a lot of the dads that have daughters in my daughter's school, they're gamers, man. When I was there yesterday, one of the dads, he was asking me, he was like, did you see any of the game awards? And I was like, I actually did. And he was like, oh, it was pretty good. And I was like, damn, dude. He's like a real gamer. He's not just like he's not a casual gamer. Like, he's keeping up with the industry. He was talking about, when we all had dinner, he was talking about Balatro. He was talking about Slay the Spire. He used the term roguelite. Like, he knew what was up, man. They're making gamers into dads these days. When I was a kid, they told me it wasn't possible. Does the dad council know that you stream? They do. They do know that I stream. They're turning the dad's game! I like that, man. I like that. They're turning the frickin' dad's game! They probably Googled you? Bro, I Googled them. I was curious. Everybody's Googling everybody. You find anything interesting? Not really. Just like, you know, LinkedIn. And then I was like, oh, it says that his job is what he said it was at the place that he said he worked. What did I expect? Dude, Kay was making me laugh. She said, you gotta watch this video. It was a speed run of somebody beating the original Legend of Zelda. She fast forwarded to the end of the video. I didn't know this. You rescue, well, Link rescues Zelda. You're in control of Link, though. And she goes like, thank you, hero of time. You have truly become the hero of time. And then the screen just flashes like rainbow colors at you at like 300 hertz for 3 straight seconds with no warning at all. They were fucking just hitting kids with that shit back in the 1980s, huh? They were just like, you beat the game. Guess what? Fucking 5% chance you have to go to the hospital now. There's no warning or nothing now. Or then. Now it's all warnings. You guys ever go to the subreddit KitchenConfidential? It's become like my new We Want Plates. What's the #1 post on KitchenConfidential? Every day it's the title is always like, well, this is gonna be tough. And then it's a printed ticket in a restaurant kitchen that says like 100 oysters, please. And then there's a note with asterisks next to it that says deadly shellfish allergy. I did see the coworker who burned the knife so that they could cut styrofoam. It doesn't even make any sense to me, but charcuterie board wars. I'm a Johnny come lately to the subreddit. So all I saw was the inciting post, which was like a $700 vegetable platter or whatever. That's bad. And then the vegetable platter should have probably cost like maybe $50 to $100. So I'm familiar with that at least. Yes, the one with the weird vegetable ramp.
I won't fight that.
Unless you were talking about a Friends episode, in which case I don't know. No, I don't think I would ever do like Reddit Reacts again. Because it's just, I mean, there's only 2 kinds of Redditors on the subreddit, man. There's ChatGPT, which is annoying. And then there's like, am I overreacting? And it's like my husband cut off my leg with a saw. And people are like, you're not overreacting. It's just that, like over and over, man. Thank you, Rex, by the way. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Sorry, I saw a message that said Street Fight reviews on Reddit when?
Trash is trash.
Now we're talking.
Reuse.
How many microtransactions when it releases? I hate that this game it brings out all the gamers, man. It just makes me want to be snide. It's not fair for me to say what I was gonna say, which is, why is it always people that have spent 15 grand on Genshin that are complaining about microtransactions? Because I guess it's obvious why they're complaining, is because they're a victim of it. Then, like, the other thing that I was gonna... we don't even need to go. It's okay. You're fine. You're fine. I was just laughing because I was really looking for Katana, man.
If it's not right for you,
In
bring it back.
Chibli's, like, Steam Wrapped, it was like, the average person on Steam played, like, 4 new games this year. And then, like, almost all, the plurality of Steam playtime came from games that were released, like, 1 to 6 years ago. And then, like, the second most common was games that were released, like, 7 to 15 years ago. Because the average gamer is like, I love games. And then you're like, okay, what kind of games have you been playing? I've been playing this one game that I picked up when I was 14 for the last 22 years. I get it. But, like, why are you complaining about new games when, like, you're just here to type dead game and then go back to playing Skyrim on your Galaxy fridge, man? Most games are ass. Okay, now, how do you feel about the game that you've spent the most time in? I'll wait. I'll be patient. It's ass. Yeah, okay. That's what I was waiting for. It's good? Is that what you really believe? I believe that it's good. But do you believe that? Or are you just saying that because you know the other answer means you've been out? Going to bed, y'all. This is really bad. You know you lose, right? Yeah, but there was no configuration of our board or the enemies where we beat anybody. But I read The Art of the Duel, y'all. Whatever, it's the weekend.
Maybe a skirmish.
Plus 2 ammo. We rinsed the Gorgon Noble for certain.
To dethrone a king,
Hang on, let's see.
not to squabble.
The back channels are betting 10 to 1 that you're going to say going to bed, y'all, when ending the stream. Like as the last words? Probably not. My clamor. But like before the end of the stream, for sure. Okay, this burn is actually ass. But if we could get a little bit more burn on it, it would add up, man. You're spitting on that one. Hawk Tuah. How about a crow's nest? Bronze shark claws, I'm afraid. It would what? It would what? Do you believe in Hawk or Tuah? What? Brainrot is taking hold, I'm afraid. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Himi Tonka?
You should know.
Isn't this the streamer who I killed when I was Jeff in Marvel Rivals? Why are you running bronze Clamora? It's because I have the NFT on it. It intimidates my opponent. You know the economics of something that doesn't make sense to me? Hang on, we're going to lose this one for sure. I don't understand the economics of holographic cards in TCGs, CCGs, etc., etc.
Another round.
Everybody prefers to get holos because holos are worth more, but only like 1 in 50 motherfuckers cares about buying holos because they're more expensive. So how the hell is there a market for holos? Aren't there like 100 times more sellers than buyers? You don't understand supply and demand? Or you don't understand supply and demand. Just because supply is low doesn't mean demand is high. Like there's a low supply of fucking Hawk coin out there, and actually there's probably like 10 quadrillion on the float, so never mind. The supply is lower than the demand? But I've never heard like any motherfucker demand holos. And I've heard of lots of motherfuckers supplying them. They're rarer? Yeah, I know. But like, but nobody wants them. Bro, you bought Expeditions? No, I didn't. I unpacked Expeditions. Even shitty cards have more expensive holos? It doesn't make sense to me? That's what I'm saying, man. Who's paying the extra 25 cents for a 25-cent common that is not good, but it's now holo? I guess the answer to a lot of this is probably Commander players, now that I think about it. It's literally me. Or maybe I underestimated the incidence of holo enjoyers. I honestly am guilty of thinking that 75% of people who play Magic the Gathering or Pokemon play the game about 2% of the time that they spend in the hobby, and the other 98% of the time is maximizing EV, which led me to believe that everybody's excited to crack a holo, not to add it to their deck, but instead because there's a greater fool who will play more for the holo, pay more for the holo. But if there's so many people thinking that there's a greater fool, then you freaking run out of fools and you're the fool, man. Pokemon is like 90% collectors.
Bravery.
Isn't it? It's fucked up, right? Isn't it good for the collectors when everybody's a collector? Because that limits the supply like crazy. 6 seconds? No. We need to charge fast. Follow me? You don't know what you're talking about. You've lost your mind. You fight this guy, you get $1 million. Does double crit? You don't know what you're talking about. Rifle can't go faster. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Because it can charge itself like this. Bang, 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 bang. After this, well, scale me. Why TF you moaning so damn loud? Alright, I don't know how long we can survive, but it might be longer than you think, man. We made a lot of money off of that. My parents came in to ask WTF is going on here.
Plenty more coming.
Guys, Apollo is going to buy the Bazaar. We're so back. He said, fine, I'll play the Bazaar. Sorry, PoE heads. Like you're forcing him? Well, I just think that like people don't respect how addictive the Bazaar is, man. Almost everybody who plays it gets addicted to it. They just don't get it. This game is going to hit like a fucking drug once it's free to play. Once the $30 barrier to entry is removed. And it's going to be so many fucking free wins, dude. Sorry, I'm just checking. Okay. I will bring it. And if they're there, I will give it to them. Wives love to give their husbands quests, and fucking husbands love to complete them, man. I never know what it's gonna be. But like 2-3 times a week, right as I finish stream, there's a message for me waiting from my wife. That's like, can you do this? Sometimes it's send a phone call. Sometimes it's, can you drop this off here? Can you give this to somebody? And then at first I'm always like, I have my own plans. But then I'm like, oh shit, that's like XP, bro. Carry stuff? Yeah, that's why I was late yesterday. You're going to say it's a bad reason, but I had to carry, I would say, 28 pounds of stuff, 4 blocks. And you guys are going to take this the wrong way. But like when we came up with the plan, I was like, why can't she do it? But then when I was carrying the stuff, I was like, damn, I see why she couldn't do it. She was right. She could not do this. She fucking needed me, man. I felt very useful. That took an hour. No, then I was like locked in because we've only got one car, right? So we drove there with the car, and then I had to carry the stuff in. And then she was sticking around for like a thing, and I couldn't just take the car because then she would have been abandoned. So now all of a sudden I'm sticking around for the thing too. Which was good. It was nice to get some FaceTime. But I don't know why in my memory, the memory's from yesterday, but like it was snowing. But it was not snowing. In my memory, I'm like, damn, it was like a blizzard when I was carrying that shit too. So did you drive it or carry it? I did both. I fucking drove to the place and then there was no parking. So I had to park 4 blocks away and carry it to the fucking thing. Right? Do the Reddit thing now. Oh, so the real hard part was driving. Nah, dude. I was fucking rocking out to Steely Dan. Looking at my phone, sending tweets and shit, filming TikToks. Peg! Then Charter Falls in 3D. 4 years my favorite for a movie. Scrap-a-down-bound. Scrap-a-down-bound. Is that you humming, Austin?
Come on!
Not you? Fair.
Does she walk? Does she talk? Does she come complete? My home angel always pulled me from my seat.
She was pure like snowflakes, no one could ever stain. The memory of my angel could never cause me pain.
Years go by, I'm looking through a girl in a magazine, and there's my homeroom angel on the pages in between.
My blood runs cold, my memory has just been sold. My angel is the centerfold, angel is the centerfold. My blood runs cold, my memory has just been sold. Angel is the centerfold. Slipped me notes under the desk when I was thinking about her dress. I was shy, I turned away before she caught my eye.
I was shaking in my shoes whenever she flashed those baby blues. Something had a hold on me when Angel passed close by.
Those soft fuzzy sweaters, too magical to touch. To see her in that negligee is really just too much. My blood runs cold and my memory has just been sold. My angel is the centerfold, angel is the centerfold. My blood runs cold, my memory has just been sold. Oh yeah, angel is the centerfold.
Na 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 na
na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na na. Okay.
It's okay, I understand. This ain't no never land. I hope that when this issue's gone, I'll see you when your clothes are on.
Take your car, yes we will. We'll take your car and drive it. Take it to a motel room and take them off in private.
A part of me has just been ripped. Pages from my mind are stripped. Oh no, I can't deny it. Oh yeah, I just gotta buy it.
My memory has just been sold. My angel is the centerfold. Angel is the centerfold. My blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold. My angel is the centerfold. Na 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 na. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Na 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 na. That's unity, baby. I didn't even have to doubt it. I knew he was coming in. Na 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 na. My blood runs cold, my memory has just been sold. Angel is the centerfold, angel is the centerfold. I think that was a pretty solid performance. Austin's A game is very good. I brought my A game. That's as good as it gets for me. So if you were expecting platinum, that's what you just got. So, I mean, obviously, hit the publish button on that one.